Good morning. This is lesson 6.1, review of some subtraction strategies. This lesson deals with two journal pages, pages 189 and 190. Alright, so let's start with page 189. It says, solve problem number 1 using the expand and trade subtraction. So first you have to do an estimate. So let's round to the nearest 10. So 231, we round that to 230. Minus 174, we're going to round that to the nearest 10 to 170. 230 minus 170 is 60. That's our estimate. Now let's use the expand and trade subtraction. That's where you pull the numbers apart and then subtract. So we have 200 plus 30 plus 1. And we're going to subtract 100 plus 70 plus 4. There's your equal sign. Alright, so the first thing, we're starting the ones column. Can we take 4 from 1? We cannot. So we have to go to the tens column and borrow a 10. So if you borrow a 10 from 30, now it's a 20. Then we're going to add that 10 to the 1, and now 10 plus 1 is 11. So 11 minus 4 is 7. Okay, now let's go to the tens column and subtract there. We can't take 70 from 20, so we're going to go to the hundreds column and borrow 100. So 100 is left in the hundreds column. We're going to take that 100 and add it to the 10 here. So now, in the tens column, sorry. So 100 plus 20 is 120. 120 minus 70 is 50. And now we have the hundreds. 100 minus 100 is just 0, so we don't really need this plus sign there, so I'm going to erase it. Now we're left with 50 plus 7, which gives us 57. So our answer is 57. And our estimate is pretty close, isn't it? Because our estimate was 60, and now our actual answer is 57. Is your answer reasonable? Yes, it is. Because the actual answer there we go. 57 is close to the estimate of 60. We're only 3 away. Okay. Now, number 2 says solve problem number 2 using the trade first subtraction. And that's also referred to as the traditional way of subtracting. Alright, so first we're going to estimate. So we're going to round 406 to, again, to the nearest 10. So let's round that to 410. Minus 389, we're going to round that to 390. And 410 minus 390 is 20. Now let's go ahead and subtract using the traditional method, or trade first subtraction. So we start with the ones column. Can we take 9 from 6? Can we take 9 from 6? We cannot. So we try to borrow from the tens, but look, there's a 0 there. Rats. So we have to go to the hundreds, right? So we're going to borrow 100. So we're going to cross out the 4, and now we're going to borrow 100. We're left with only 3 hundreds. Over here on the right, remember that 100 equals 90 plus 10, right? So that 9 is going to go into the tens column, and the 110 or 10 is going to go into the ones column, okay? So we're going to draw some arrows here. We're drawing at this 90 is going over into the tens column, and the 10 is going into the ones column. So cross out the 0, and the 0 is now becomes a 9. And the 10, we add it to the 6, and now it becomes 16. Now, 9 we can take from 16, and we get 7. And 8 from 9 is 1. So we are really close to our estimate of 20, right? Yay! All right, let me move this up. Does our answer make sense? Yes, it does. Yes. Because I know this because the actual answer equals 17, and our estimate was 20. We are only 3 away from the actual answer. Alright, that's it for page 189. Let's move on to page 190. Alright, we're on page 190. We're going to practice doing some subtraction again. I'm going to say to you that you can work through these problems in whatever subtraction method works best for you. I'm going to show this page using the traditional method of the trade first subtraction. If you use the expand and trade method and you aren't sure how to do that, or you have any questions about your answer should be the same as the ones I get. But please ask if you have any questions after you do this page, as you do the page. Alright, so the example is done for you, and they did an estimate first. So we're going to start with number 1. We're going to estimate to the nearest 10. So 83 to the nearest 10 is 80, minus 46 to the nearest 10 is 50. So 80 minus 50 is 30. Alright, now let's go ahead and start subtracting. We can't take 6 from 3, so we have to borrow from the 10s. So we borrow a 10 from the 8, and it's left with 7. We take that 10, we add it to the 3, and it becomes 13. Now we can take 6 from 13, we get 7. 7 minus 4 is 3. And we are pretty close to our estimate. We're 7 away. Alright, let's go on to number 3. First we have to estimate. So let's go ahead, 125, let's round to 130, minus 65 is rounded to 70. 130 minus 70 is 60. Now let's go ahead and subtract. 5 minus 5 is 0. Oh, easy. 12 minus 6 is 6. Hey, our estimate is in agreement with our actual answer. Yay! Alright, number 3. Let's estimate 410. We're going to round it to let's go ahead and round it to 400. And we're going to round 286 to 290. 400 minus 290 is 110. Alright, now let's go ahead and subtract. We can't take 6 from 0, so we have to borrow the tens count. So now we're left with 0 there. Take that 10, add it to 0. We have 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. We can't take 8 from 0, so we've got to borrow 100. So this becomes a 3. And we add that to the tens column. There you go. 10 minus 8 is 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. We are a little bit off there in our answer, but not too far off. So our actual answer is 124. Alright, that's it for today. Make sure you do Math Box and Home Link 6.1.